What's the one number you need to hit to change the way you manage your money? Well, you might be thinking it's $1 million, but what if I told you it's actually $10,000? Welcome back to Empower and Thrive. I'm James. In today's video, we'll break down 8 major life changes that occur when you hit that $10,000 mark. That's right, hitting the $10,000 milestone can make a bigger difference than you think. Most people think the most important financial milestones are quite huge, but in reality, the most important milestone is saving your first 10,000. This may not make you rich, but it marks a major turning point in your financial journey. It's where money starts working for you and your decisions shift from worrying about afford to focusing on what truly adds value to your life. Saving $10,000 is the foundation that leads to even greater milestones, 50,000, 100,000, and beyond, until eventually you're not just financially stable, but building true wealth and working toward financial independence. Let's dive into why this is such a game changer for your financial future. The first and most immediate impact of saving $10,000 is that you can handle nearly all of life's unexpected costs. Whether it's your car breaking down, an unexpected medical bill, or even your pet getting sick, having this financial cushion means you won't be scrambling to find the money. I remember growing up in Australia, where summers could be brutally hot. One year, our old air conditioning unit died during a heat wave, and my family had to scramble to replace it. I was young, but I could still sense the stress. My parents checking their accounts, debating whether to put it on a credit card, and trying to decide if we could make do with fans instead, cutting back on everything, from food to eliminating our trip to see my grandparents. Eventually, they found a way to replace it, but it was a stressful process. If they had an emergency fund, that decision would have been easy. Just buy a new one, no stress, no debt. That's the power of having savings. When you have $10,000 set aside, emergencies no longer feel like financial disasters. They become minor inconveniences you can handle without panic. Second, money no longer controls your decisions. Once you have $10,000 saved, the way you approach spending completely changes. Instead of constantly asking yourself, "Can I afford this?" you start asking, "Is this worth it?" That shift is powerful. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, every purchase feels like a potential mistake, and even necessary expenses can bring anxiety. But when you have a financial cushion, you gain the freedom to choose without guilt. You no longer have to default to the cheapest option out of necessity. If you want to invest in your personal growth, whether it's taking a course, upgrading your work setup, or even starting a side hustle, you can do so without the fear that it will set you back financially. This is the moment where money stops feeling like a restriction and starts becoming a tool to improve your life. Third, you can have more fun without guilt. When you're broke, every expense feels like a trade-off, making even simple pleasures seem irresponsible. Going out for dinner, buying concert tickets, or treating yourself to a coffee can feel like reckless spending when you don't have a financial safety net. But when you've saved your first 10,000, those experiences become choices rather than burdens. The stress of, "Should I really be spending this?" fades because you know your essentials are covered. Many people assume saving money means sacrificing joy, but in reality, it's the opposite. Financial security actually makes life more enjoyable because it allows you to spend with confidence. Fourth, your confidence grows. Seeing 5 figures in your bank account isn't just about the number, it's about what it represents. It's proof that you can set a goal, stay disciplined, and make smart financial choices, even when it wasn't easy. This is an achievement that most people never reach. Studies show that the majority of people live paycheck to paycheck, often one emergency away from financial distress. But when you have $10,000 saved, you know you're ahead of the curve. That financial security brings peace of mind, and that peace of mind transforms into unshakable confidence. You start trusting yourself more, knowing that you have the discipline and resilience to handle money wisely. Fifth, you gain the power to say no more often. When money is tight, it can feel like you have no control over your own life. You might feel pressured to take extra shifts that leave you exhausted, stay in a toxic work environment just to make ends meet, or agree to things purely out of financial desperation. But when you have savings, everything changes. You gain the ability to make decisions based on what's best for you, not just what keeps the lights on. That means you can turn down opportunities that don't align with your values, negotiate better job offers without fear, and walk away from situations that exhaust you. Money equals options, and options equal freedom. The ability to say no puts you in control of your time, energy, and future rather than being controlled by financial necessity. Sixth, your savings rate speeds up dramatically. Many people assume that saving money will always feel slow and difficult, but that changes once you hit $10,000. When you're living paycheck to paycheck, it feels like every dollar is already spoken for, making it hard to get ahead. But once you have a financial cushion, you stop playing catch up with unexpected expenses. Instead of using your income to cover emergencies, you can put more of it towards savings and investments. Even better, you start building momentum. Saving becomes easier, not harder. With 10,000 in the bank, you're no longer starting from zero. And every additional dollar you save gets you closer to the next milestone, 25,000, then 50,000 and beyond. The habits that got you to your first 5 figures make reaching 6 figures even more achievable. Seventh, investing becomes less risky. One of the biggest reasons people lose money in the stock market is because they invest before they're financially stable. Without an emergency fund, even a small market dip can force you to sell at a loss just to cover an unexpected expense. But when you have $10,000 saved, you don't have to panic when the market fluctuates. You can ride out downturns with confidence, knowing that you have enough cash on hand to handle emergencies without touching your investments. Financial security allows you to stay in the game, and staying in the game is what leads to long-term wealth. Finally, saving your first $10,000 makes life easier. It doesn't mean you're rich, but it does mean you're no longer just surviving. The stress of not knowing how you'll handle the next unexpected expense starts to fade. Your decisions become more intentional, your confidence grows, and you start to experience true financial stability for the first time. And the best part, this is just the beginning. The first 10,000 is often the hardest to save, but once you hit it, the next milestones come much faster. It's a lot like climbing to the top in life, just like the AC/DC lyric, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. The first steps feel slow and difficult, but once you break through, momentum starts working in your favor. After 10, reaching 25,000 feels easier. From there, you push to 50,000, then 100,000. Over time, you start thinking about $250,000 and beyond, which are the numbers that truly build wealth and secure your future. If you're on this journey, know that every sacrifice you make today is setting you up for a better tomorrow. The road to $10,000 might take time, but once you get there, everything changes for the better. Keep going, stay focused, and remember, this is just the beginning. Until next time, keep thriving.